Hello Aquarius, this is Don with Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Thank you so much for joining us for the monthly reading of January 2022. Yes, the first month of the year. Can you believe it, how exciting this is going to be? This is going to be a good year. I truly hope that's the case. I believe that to be the case. Let's get a peek at what's coming in for you for January 2022, Aquarius. Also, additionally, Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully everyone had a great holiday season. And with that said, let's get rolling. Look at that. I love that. This is the overall energy of the reading for your energy. And so your energy is that Ace of Cups. That Ace of Cups is saying there's a new revitalized spirit. There's a new energy coming into you, a new happiness coming into you. There's some change coming. Wonderful. The second card is the Two of Swords, followed by the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. On the lower level, we have the King of Pentacles, followed by the Page of Wands, followed by the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups. And the overall energy is Page of Swords. There's news coming in. The overall energy is the news coming in. That news is going to, again, we're coming in happy. This is going to be a happy month for us, a very happy month. When you see the Ace of Cups, it's a new energy of happiness, a new reason to be happy. And what is the new happiness? Well, we have a lot of swords here, so it's a way of thinking, a new way of thinking. Apparently, the season has led us into a different direction. During this last end of the year and into the beginning of this year, it's helped us create a different way of thinking differently about things. And we got news that came in that helped with that, because again, that's what the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, the page brings news, the page brings information. The page is also over here, which is interesting because, again, the page is bringing news. So the page brought in something to help us understand things differently, understand the way in which we think differently. And we have thought, okay, how do we handle this? How do we use this information? How do we grow from this information? That's what this is. And there was a point at which during this month you're going to be a bit confused because you're like, I'm not sure I completely understand again, this thinking, the way that I'm thinking, but you're getting clarity from it. You're getting some information from it. Again, so the news is coming in. News is going to come in that clarifies how to think about this. But most importantly, you're going to keep moving forward with this new way of thinking, this new energy of the way of thinking, because again, it brings you much, much happiness. And that new way of thinking is a way in which you deal with your personal life and your work life. This is going to be a situation where, again, you're going to learn how to kind of the conflicts in one cannot spill over into the other, that kind of stuff. This is something that you've had a difficulty with, you've had some difficulty with. It's still lingering, but again, it's going to take some time because you're going to have to figure out how to kind of put that brick wall up. Now, the King of Pentacles is here, and when he's here, he's like, he's telling you that it's all going to be fine. It's going to work itself out. You just have to do the work. You have to put the work in. And this is that news. Again, you're going to be putting that work in. Again, you're going to be doing what you need to do to make this happen. But again, there's news. This again is a new philosophy, a new way of thinking about it, a new way of looking at life. And that new way of looking at life is going to, again, put your pessimism to the side, because there's a journey that you've been on that's kind of made you kind of frustrated and those kind of things, but you're learning how to put them aside because they've been causing you a lot of grief, a lot of sleepless nights, and that's got to come to an end, and that's going to come to an end. So because ultimately, in the end, you want to be the King of Wands. The King of Wands is somebody who's in control of themselves, in control of their life, control of their business, control of their job, control, if you don't get the hint already. But the most important thing you can learn here, again, is learning how to embrace the thought of something in a different way. And that's what this is all about. Again, this is a whole new way of thinking, which is wonderful. We have here, again, this is that pessimism side, which we talked about here, always looking at things differently. This is a new way to move forward. When you look at this, it's like, you know what? I've got to find a different way to think. And that's, of course, what we're talking about. But more importantly, I've got to let some things go, let things go in the past. And again, that's going to be helping you move forward. By letting things be in the past, by leaving them here, you're going to be able to move forward and find that contentment, that happiness, that happy place, which again, you're working on right here. The Hierophant's here because the Hierophant is structure. He's like, put structure behind this thought, put structure behind this process of what you're thinking about, put structure behind the way in which you can take this and alter things. And then there's that Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles, when in this situation, when you see the Four of Pentacles, sometimes it means that there's a miserly situation or whatever. In this case, it is be wise with how you're using your time and your energy, because again, don't devote it to the negative side, devote it to the positive side. Again, think things differently. Think. And that's what's, again, bringing you that happiness, because you're being able to really push stuff back. It's like, don't bring the old baggage. Don't bring that old baggage with you. This is a long trek. It's time to put that to the past. You've had the sleepless nights. Let that go. Let it go. Let it go. Move forward. And again, this is all a lot of forward motion, a lot of forward momentum. Again, you're moving toward a happier situation. You need to stay focused on what you're doing. That King of Swords is there to say, you have this, you've got this, you're strong enough. And again, here's that 10. Let's close this up. It's time to leave this all in the past. Again, leave that other way of thinking in the past. It's time to move on. Again, think things through. Look at this, 2 10s. We're leaving in the past. We're leaving the heartache in the past. We're leaving the frustration in the past. We're leaving the way we think about work in the past. Again, it's a whole new philosophy. There we go, rising above it. We're getting on top of it. Look at this. We have had some conflict. It's moving forward. The King of Cups is there. That's the happiness. You're strong enough to do this without a doubt. And again, leaving the conflict behind. The conflict is no longer part of your life existence. You want something else. Again, there's that news. It's time to be happy. It's time to let happiness in. So this is an interesting read. Again, this read is all about thinking, and the way in which you're thinking about things, the way in which you think about what it is to be happy, what you need to do to be happy. Talk about being happy. I'm hoping you're happy with what you read here. If so, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below on YouTube, along with that little bell icon so it gets updates. Let's see what else we have here. What else is popping up for you for this month, the month of January, Aquarius? We have a lovely little card here. This is that King of Pentacles. Not a surprise. Look at this. Interesting. Look at this. The Sun card is your overall energy. The Sun card is telling you that, again, good things are happening. Good things are coming. This is the start of a new cycle. This is the start of a new thing. Again, we talked about that here. This is that start. This is that successful start, the successful progression, which is wonderful. We also have here the 9 of Swords, which is quite interesting because what do we have there? The 9 of Swords. These card decks are talking. They're just chattering with each other, which is quite wonderful. We have the 6 of Swords here. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Again, swords. And I told you here, all this sword energy here. Swords, and there was a sword here. They got the King and that Queen right there. So again, this is a different way of thinking, a new way of thinking, a way of putting things in perspective, a way of letting things go, not holding on to them. You're looking at taking an opportunity and saying, you know what, I'm not going to bite anymore. I'm not going to get into that vicious cycle of frustration and anger, of buying into people's dramas and then they becoming my drama. You don't need to own drama anymore. They're not your dramas. Let somebody else own those dramas. You move forward. Move forward in a happier way of thinking. Again, think differently, and that happiness is coming to you. You are putting things aside. You are closing things down. You are closing things out. The cycles are ending. Let those cycles end. Thank goodness. Here's one. There's another. Where's the wands here? Where's that 10 of wands? There it is. There's those cycles. Let those cycles close themselves out. It is time for you to move on. So again, it's time this month to focus on how you can be happy. Stay happy. Don't buy into everybody else's drama. This is what I see here. Have an amazing month, Aquarius. Put this to use and you will be happier for sure. We will talk next week with the weekly updates, and of course the whole year update is coming very soon. So keep your eyes peeled. With that said, I'm going to let you go. Have a great one. This is Don with Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Don't forget to drop me a line. Let me know what resonates with you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.